I'm just checking whether Tomcat is running or not. Java. So Tomcat is already started, and the process, this is the Tomcat process. So actually Tomcat is not having any monitoring console like WebLogic console or WebSphere console. So we are using J console, which is part of JDK binaries. So for this, I'm just setting X11 X forwarding for using GUI on Linux machine. Okay. So there are two processes of connecting JVM. One is we can connect to local JVM process, and another one is using remote JVM process. Say for example, I launched GUI here. I can connect to other machine JVM process by using host name, port, and other ways by using JMX connectivity. And this needs username password. If we are connecting local process, it doesn't need any authentication. We can just click on the preferred JVM process. So the one PID 30186 which belongs to the Tomcat, which is running in local. So this one 24501 is the Tomcat process which is running in local. So this another process is this process belongs to the JConsole tool itself. So the one which belongs to Tomcat is 24501. So I am just clicking on connect. It will take some time. Yeah, it will connect it. Usually, it will take time on Linux machine. If we would have installed this in local and by using other remote connection method, if we use it, then immediately it will connect. So by using this tool, we can see the heap memory usage, thread usage detail, and class loading details and CPU usage. So all this information can be seen in brief in overview. And if we go to the memory, in that we can see the JVM heap usage detail. Here, this first one is the heap memory usage. That is the total heap utilization detail it is showing. And other individual parameters like hidden space, survivor, and old generation, code cache, and firm gen space, all those things can be checked, like the similar graph what it is showing for total heap size. Say if I want to check for PS hidden space, yes, it is like this. So different memory utilization can be verified by using this. And here we can see like the first one, what it's yesterday we saw that one spectrum kind of thing. In that, the first is the hidden space. In that initial object allocation will be done, and whenever garbage collection happen, the objects which are still alive in hidden space will be moved to the middle survivor space. And then survivor is, if still objects are alive in survivor space after GC, then it will be moved to tenured space. So that's why we are seeing very less utilization for tenured space. The more utilization will be at Eden and the survivor space. So the another part is non-heap area. This includes perm gen space and the code cache area. So perm gen space is used for JVM class loading, and code cache space is used for some JVM compilation purpose. So actually, in some emergency, if heap utilization is more, and at current state we do not want to shut down our instance, in that case we can perform forcibly GC by clicking on perform garbage collection. Say GC is not properly happening, not happening properly. In that case, we can clear the GC by clicking on perform GC forcibly. You can see the graph, like suddenly it went down, utilization went down suddenly. So this way we can avoid production down issue. So in this also you can see heap got GC performed, and heap size is available more. Like this. So this is about monitoring heap by using JConsole. Okay, any question in this? Which one? On heap. Non-heap area. Okay. Non-heap area, yesterday I told it is perm gen space. So perm gen space will be used for JVM class loading purpose. So these two things, what it is showing, one is for permgen, another one is for code cache. So permgen will be used for JVM class loading, and code cache will be used for JVM code compilation purpose. You can see one is permgen, another this side is code cache.
The same garbage collection can be do on the command level.
Command level, I didn't saw in JVM command level option for clearing GC manually. Here in JConsole, this option is there. In WebLogic also option is there in console. So there also there is no command line option I saw. So I didn't saw. So I don't think there may be command line option will be available. We can check if command line option available. Yeah. Okay. Actually, in WebLogic also this option is there in console, that by using this type of option we can clear the GC manually in some emergency condition, like we don't want to shut down the instance and we want to clear the GC manually. Like JVM is not doing a regular GC, in that case we can forcibly do the garbage collection. Okay. In threads it shows it will shows okay, threads. Okay, in threads it will shows all the active threads which are running currently. So in case if we find any deadlock threads, there is an option for checking deadlock threads. If any deadlock thread is available, we can check at what state that thread was stuck and what activity it is performing, like that. So here we can see all the threads, and the thread state also can be checked by clicking on any one of the thread. So no deadlock detected, because the JVM what it is running, there is no much load over it, because only default applications are running. Those application comes with Tomcat. So to occur deadlock, there should be proper load on the application server. So like this, we can check the thread state. If any deadlock, then we can check at what level and what it is doing. All those things can be verified.
What is the total block one?
Total
Block one.
total block one means
Details.
blocked one, total blocked one, and total awaited. So the thread what it is runnable, it is the one which is able to run, and waited is it is not waiting for any other threads. Means no, it is already blocked for this current process itself, current thread itself. And total waited means it is not waiting for any other resource, any other threads. Like after completing its work, it will be available for any other threads, right? So it is not waiting for any other threads, because there is no load on the system. So in case of more load, then this weighted may be like 2, 3, that type of number it will shows.
It's total block words, so you're saying that it is for the
Current thread.
Current thread.
Yeah.
So what is total block equal to 5? Then what will
total blocked is equal to 5 means maybe it is same thread stuck for other threads, like say this thread may be same thread may be used by some other process. So blocked may be blocked value may be different. That
If the block value is high,
Mhm.
this is sign of worry, right?
Blocked value high means
I'll tell you,
it is
it is like a total block, let's say 5,
Mhm.
then total weighted will be 4. Okay, so there will be 4 other threads will be waiting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If you want to check for any status, that will be there on the status.
Yeah.
Like runnable,
Runnable, correct.
So that
Yes.
so this is for the number of threads that those are dependent, or if there is a multi-threading running, so that will be
Correct. Yes. It is like.
Like he told, right? If 4 threads are waiting, then
Yes,
how will you get
we can see this all the list, or the another way is this is by using GUI. So usually nobody prefer this way. They can take the thread dump by using kill command. That will give the snapshot of the current threads. That way is easier one that we will discuss later. So here also you can see the other threads state. So how we can verify is every thread is having thread ID. So say this thread is blocked for other 3-4 threads. Then by taking thread ID of this, we can search for we can do the find, and the same thread ID will be associated with other threads. So that way we can check whether it is holding any other threads or blocking any other threads or not.
thread ID mentioned in this?
Thread ID will be there if we take thread dump. Here actually it is not showing. Thread ID will be there for each and every thread.
But name is same now.
Yeah.
So if you take the thread down, then you come to know name. This should be a name or 8080 client polar one. Then the thread down you can get.
So this execute 1, 2, 3, these all belong to the same kind
Same,
of process.
Yeah.
These are parallel threads for the
Yes.
same process.
And whenever you are observing a total block, you have to see total weighted also. Yes, they said.
So if we see 5 processes are blocked and 4 are waiting, that means then we need to take a heat dump and try to analyze from
Thread dump. Thread snapshot of thread. It is something like AWR report, in AWR snapshot how all top 5 events, all those things, how we will check. So same thing here, snapshot of threads we used to take.
So it's like first identify the issue from console and then go and take from the backend.
Yes, when we need to take thread dump is say end user request timeout is happening. New requests are not accepted by application server, or threads are taking more and more time than expected time. Like say 10 second is end user waiting patience. So still it is taking more time. Then in that case, we have to take the thread dump and analyze, especially when end user request timeout happening, more request timeout happening. In that case, we have to take the thread dump. So actually, it is not like by looking into GUI, we have to take thread dump. It is based on the issue, like say any end user abnormality facing, like request timeout, one of the example, and any long running data warehousing queries that holding threads, it is stuck, it is not completing its work as per the time. So in that case we have to take the thread dump, and we can check at what level it was working. Means in say 5 steps are there for completing one work, in which level it got stuck, like whether it is at number 3 or number 2. That kind of check can be done in thread dump. So in classes, it is just class load, how many class loaded into the loaded to the JVM. So this is just an informative.
Ideal situation for the deadlock in the Tomcat. What is the ideal situation for the deadlock?
Ideal situation of deadlock. So,
like
in which case, like I'm having 10 threads, 10 worker threads, and requests are coming more, and 10 threads are not releasing on time. Like in a pool, I'm having 10 threads, and 10 are already locked, and still other requests are coming into the application server, and these current request what it is serving, it is not completing on time, like within a 10 second or 15 second. In that case, deadlock situation may occur, because all current threads are holded by current process. So others have to wait, and end user may face connection timeout situation. So in that case, we have to take the thread dump, and we have to take thread dump at least some 7 to 8, because sometimes what will happen if we take one, and in that if we see deadlock for some 5 second or something like that, it may thread may release within 5 seconds also completing work. So we have to take 5 to 6 thread dump in an interval of 2 minute or 3 minute, because it may be possibility that within the gap between those two thread dumps, the process may complete its work and the thread may get released. So that will be helpful for analysis. So in class loading, it is just current class, how many class loaded into the JVM. That information we can see. So this is just an information informatory. In VM summary, this is one of the important thing when if we go into the new environment, we can see what type of JVM they were using, like whether it is Sun Hotspot or OpenJDK, and what version they were using, and what are all JVM options they were using, like any tuning or memory parameters we can check by using this page. Say you can see here the memory parameter for XMS, XMX, and perm size. This page is specially for when we enter to new environment. There we can verify like what are all JVM option and tuning options they were using, and what version of hotspot and what version of Tomcat customer is using by using this page. And even we can see Linux related information also, number of processor and Linux version, many things.
Jaren, I have a question. In threads, suppose right now we don't have any locked threads or stuck somewhere.
Okay.
So if something will be there, like right now we don't have, but if something will be having it, and we got it. So what we have to proceed then?
Okay. Say currently we are not having load on the JVM, so there is no stuck threads or there is no deadlock threads.
Yeah.
So in case of deadlock, usually when if it is the case with WebLogic, it will show the server in warning state, and it will say some stuck threads occurs in this system. But this is the open source application server. If any deadlock occurs, what will happen? End user may face some slowness, or connection may get timed out as per the connectivity timeout will be mentioned in application. Like if connection, if request is not served in 10 second or 12 second, connection timeout error should throw, or even Apache level also connection timeout will be mentioned. So as per that standard, user connection may get timed out. So in that case, we have to verify what activity is going on into the JVM by taking the thread dump. Like current snapshot of thread dump will show the all threads what role they were performing. So if we find any deadlocks, then there is no option to kill the thread. Just if we are having more more deadlocks, then the only option is we can restart the JVM, because thread killing option is not there in any application server.
You can find the process again, you cannot kill that.
We can kill the JVM process ID, but we cannot kill the JVM thread. So killing thread is there is no option in any application server like Tomcat or WebLogic, anything.
So if that is the case, deadlock is very rare in rare case.
Yeah, it is we are expecting some 50,000 users only into our system, but unexpectedly, I'm having total 50,000 users, but on an average, I'm expecting some 30 to 35 users only use this system. Because if I'm having total 50,000, that doesn't mean 50,000 user can log in at a time. So I'm expecting that 30 to 35,000 user can averagely use my system, but unexpectedly some 40 to 45,000 users using. So in that case, there may be possibility that deadlock may happen. So in Ambin, there is one option. By using that, we can take the heap dump also by using this tool. Actually, there are many command line options for taking thread dump and heap dump, but this tool is having option for getting the thread dump, heap dump. So this first parameter, this we need to pass the path for the heap dump. So I am just giving logs path. Just click on this. Method successfully invoked. See, this is the heap dump generated. Heap.hplog. That is the binary file. By using this, we can use any memory analyzer tool like Eclipse MAT memory analyzer tool, or any other tool like IBM heap dump analyzer. So by using that, we can find the memory leaks. So these are all the uses of JConsole. It is very useful tool for any open source application servers. If we are not having like JBoss also, in JBoss recent version they were having their own console, but earlier version JConsole and this type of open source tools are used for monitoring.
Here the specific thread dump we can take is right memory.
Here,
But if I want to take
yes.
here I can take that
Here we can take heap dump. Heap dump means it is
more order.
oral JVM objects in heap area. What all objects are allocated, that we can take, And by using memory analyzer tool, we can see like what all objects are there in the heap area. That's why heap leakage, memory leakage analysis is possible by using heap dump. Thread dump is different and heap dump is different. Okay, thread dump is for just checking current snapshot of the threads, what work is performed by each thread. Heap dump is for checking the heap area, that what all objects are allocated into the heap area.
So from here, can I take the thread dump from the separate?
Thread dump option is there. Thread dump also somewhere within this also, but the better option is by using kill -3 option. That is the better option. Somewhere thread dump option is there. I'm not sure. Operation. Threads, huh? No, threads, in that we can see only threads and deadlocks. Yeah, actually in MBN itself we can have the option.
This memory pool threading operations. Memory pool threading operations.
No. This GC.
Yeah.
Threading operations.
Okay.
Thread CPU time. Oh, like that, but this option is not preferred. Preferred option is kill -3 command. That is easiest one. Okay, these are all the uses of JConsole tool for open source application server. This is with Java hotspot option. We are having JConsole. If we are using JRocket, there will be another tool called JRMC, Java Mission Control something tool is there. But nowadays people are using Java hotspot only. JRocket was there up to 6 version, JRocket 6 version, and it is most probably it is used for only with WebLogic. Tomcat, with Tomcat I never saw. Hotspot will be preferred for Tomcat.
So you mean using this JConsole is only after the JVM kind of Tomcat is started.
JConsole can open without running any Tomcat process, because it is just a tool. Like in Windows, whatever exe we are installed, and just double clicking on that, it will open. So that kind of tool it is.
So you can start and stop the Tomcat also using this tool? No.
Starting stopping is not possible. Just we can monitor the Tomcat. Okay, so now we will discuss about thread dump. So for taking thread dump, we have to know the JVM process ID, that is the Tomcat process ID. This is the one. So command is kill -3. Be careful while using kill command, because instead of -3, if you put -9, process will be killed. Instead of taking thread dump, you are stopping the JVM. So many times that mistake may happen. So kill -3 process ID. Usually thread dump will be dumped into JVM startup log. say in case of WebLogic, if we start JVM in no hop mode, no hop dot out will be having the JVM thread dump. And here we are starting Tomcat, and Tomcat startup log will be there in Catalina.out file. So Catalina.out file will be having the thread dump. Say if we check ls open ltr Catalina.out. So I will clear this log, make it as 0. Okay. So kill -3. Okay. ls7 ltr. So thread dump was dumped into the. So all the procedure is taking thread dump. There will be around 2 to 3 minute gap, or because see if some thread was deadlocked state, or it is stuck with working with some process, and if we assume that this process got stuck here, then we cannot come to conclusion that it is stuck genuinely or not, because it may complete some data warehousing stuff. It may take sometimes 2 minutes also completing its work, especially some banking related data warehousing stuff. So that if some thread is stuck, that doesn't mean it is genuinely stuck. We have to check like what it is performing, that thread. So for that we have to give some gap between the threads. So sometimes there may be possibility that that thread may clear. So in first thread, that thread ID you can see. If in next thread dump, if you search for same thread ID, if it is not there, means it is completed, it works, and it is released. If it is still there in next thread also, then it is taking more time. And again you have to check in another thread dump, same thread ID. If it is there, still it is in stuck mode, or like that. If you compare some 4 to 5 thread dump, and that thread is still it is there, then that means it is in genuinely deadlocked state. If it is releasing in between middle, then it is working fine. So there is no problem with JVM. Genuinely application server taking more time for processing the request. Yeah.
For any application, for example, database has its alert log.
Okay.
It has so many applications has its own log. Right? Now,
yes.
Why should I rather here you are taking T-3, that is for the JVM and Tomcats.
Yes.
SID. Is it not continuously gives the alerts, that is what's happening currently, that status, that log will not be there?
Log will be there.
Do I need to generate?
Yes, log will be there. Catalina.log. Catalina.log consists of application server log. Say if any error kind of thing happening, like any out of memory error it throwing, then it will be logged into Catalina.out. So by using that also we can check like some abnormality is happening. But still for diagnosing that issue, we have to take the heap dump or thread dump, because just out of memory, by looking into out of memory error, we cannot conclude like what needs to be done with the system, because out of memory cannot say like particular objects are causing the memory leak, something like that. So for that, again we have to take the proper heap dump and analyze the heap and come to conclusion that some objects are causing the memory leak, something like that. So Catalina.log, it will shows the just like error or information, that kind of things.
So it will show process level detail, right? Not thread level.
Which one? This one. It is, it is just like if system throwing some error, JVM throwing some error, it will logs into the logs.
No, like what he asked is, if we are generating the thread dumps again and again to analyze the thread. Right?
Okay.
So is there any log where those information?
No. It cannot be captured. It is just like on-demand basis. Like whenever we need, then only we have to take. It is not like any automation kind of thing. Like there, it will be automatically logged into the log file. So only the case when JVM crashes, it will take crash dump and thread dump. Many information it will collect.
It's actually database. Suppose database is funny. You will not be able to find anything here. That's all. So we will take a hang and lay the system.
Yes.
It's like precautionary measure also. Like thread dump and heap dump will give us an understanding that how we can protect the system to go into a crash situation. So with this, we will understand how the memory is getting acquired by what are the different processes and what queries consume so much memory and causing so many threads to go into such states. Accordingly, we have to work with the query team also, the people who are filing the query, if it is a database query. And if heap dump is giving suspect that okay, there is some Java class, Java function, or some other code causing a problem, accordingly we have to work with that team as well. And working with those teams together, we will come to a conclusion that okay, memory should be set like this, the query should be fine-tuned like this, to prevent the system to go into a crash. It is like diagnostic. We go to a checkup when we have some kind of problem. So maybe doctor will suggest one checkup. So similarly, we'll go for thread dump to understand, and then for heap dump to understand what is causing the problem. It cannot be scheduled so frequently.
Yes, normal error like any out of memory error, all those things will be logged into the log file, or any startup issues will be logged into the Catalina.out. Catalina.out specifically, it is for startup errors.
So in a nutshell, there is abnormal behaviors are logged into the.
Yes, in Catalina.log. This one. So this dot out will be there for startup related issues. Like say while starting, I didn't set any JVM memory parameter, so it may say permgen is insufficient, something that kind of error. Or if any parameters which missed any syntax error something, then also it will such kind of error will be thrown into Catalina.out. So this is the way of taking the thread dump, and now there is no load onto the system, so there is no deadlock kind of situation. But the way of analyzing, I will explain how it will be analyzed. So every thread consists of thread ID, TID. So say for example, this thread, if we take it is stuck, then take the thread ID and this example, this is the first thread dump I took, and search same thread ID into the another thread dump, and if it is there in that also, then again check into another thread dump. So in third thread dump also you are having the same thread ID available. Then always analyze the thread from the bottom to top, because the bottom the execution of thread will be from bottom to top approach. Like here this is the package and this method, and this is the Java class executing, and here this package and this method, and this is the Java class that is executing. So like that. So go from the bottom to top approach. It is not like from top to bottom. The execution sequence will be there from bottom to top. So like this is the waiting thread. So it is stuck at this position, log support.java. So like that. So if any genuine issue will be there, like I told JDBC connection pool related issue. If we are having some 10 connections and connections are not releasing because of bad coding practice, like the developer, he created a connection but he didn't wrote code for closing the connection. So in that case, if we take thread dump, so it may be that part of code you can see, like the connection pool not closing something class, we can see by using this type of analysis. We can find out, narrow down the issue, like where it is causing the problem. So this is the way of analyzing thread dump. So always see from bottom to top, like what class it is executing and where and all it went, and at what position it got stuck. Actually, with Tomcat, this is the preferred option, and for other application server, there are many other options also for taking thread dump. So this is the open source, so only limited options, kill -3 and using JConsole. These two tools can be used for taking thread dump. So heap dump analysis, we will continue tomorrow by using JVM Eclipse MAT tool, memory analyzer tool. Okay, any questions about thread dump?
How do you, in case of genuine issue, you are analyzing in thread dump, how to identify the thread ID of the problematic thread?
So first thing, how to identify the thread ID, like that is the one causing the problem. So each thread is having different state, like here we saw some runnable thread and waiting thread, like that. So the thread ID which says stuck,
Okay.
that will be considered as one of the current working thread, and which is got stuck. So by using that stuck thread ID, we can search same thing in another thread. So like that we can find out like in 3 to 4 thread still that thread ID is there. So for the, we have to concentrate that thread for our analysis purpose, like where it got stuck and what it is performing, that way.
Yeah, anything else to discuss? No, right? Today? It's done for today, I think.
About deadlock, I have some doubts.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
About this everyone's time.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, recording.
Now, when you stop.
Stop recording.